Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, I wanted to continue with the update on Biden's first 100 days. I've already talked about the violence against women's issue and a few other things. I'm not going to go into the gun control issue because we've had two mass shootings in this country inside of a 2-week time frame. And what are we getting is speeches. Under Obama, we went through 8 years of speeches. And all this talk about, oh, Obama's coming for your guns. Do we have an assault weapons ban in place? No. I mean, don't expect anything. We're going to have more years of Biden's coming for your guns, and that's all it's going to amount to. It's speeches. He's still campaigning. That actions matter. Words are cheap. Words mean nothing. All right, so let's go to the White House website on what has been going on here. All right, so here's from March 17th, Jake Sullivan call with NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan spoke by phone on March 17th with NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg, reaffirming the Biden administration's commitment to the alliance. In other words, his commitment to NATO, a military organization, military, that was formed to oppose the Soviet Union, which no longer exists. Mr. Sullivan and the Secretary General also discussed NATO missions in Afghanistan and Iraq. And their shared concerns about Russia's destabilizing activities. And they never mention any military activities by Russia at any point. You will never hear of any destabilizing military activities by Russia because there are none. There are none. All right, so so we're committed to militarism, or at least our government is, Biden is. Here's another one, read out of the White House's meeting with oil and gas company leadership. Does this surprise you? During the virtual meeting, National Climate Advisor McCarthy, this was a meeting between Gina McCarthy, National Climate Advisor. All right. National Climate Advisor McCarthy emphasized President Biden's commitment to bring the voices and perspectives of all stakeholders to the table when tackling climate change. If he wants to bring all voices to the table and all stakeholders to the table, then why are only the oil and gas companies, invited to this virtual meeting? Actions, not words. Okay? All right, she made clear that the administration is not fighting the oil and gas sector, but is fighting to create union jobs, deploy emission reduction technologies, strengthen American manufacturing, and fuel the American economy. Until any of this actually takes place above and beyond and includes fighting the oil and gas sector. It has to include fighting the oil and gas sector. Otherwise, the rest of this means nothing. The Department of the Interior was also represented in the meeting to discuss Biden's pause. Look at that word, pause, on leasing on federal public lands, meaning to oil and gas companies. So, Biden has not stopped leasing oil and gas, and in fact, he has issued over 30 permits for existing leases for drilling and fracking using existing leases. That was in his first 2 weeks. 30 permits were issued. And, this is just like, the selling of, aggressive weapons to Saudi Arabia were put on pause. They were not stopped. Contracts were not canceled. And define a defensive weapon versus an offensive weapon. It's all in how you claim that it is designed. Okay, a handgun is allegedly a defensive weapon, and look how many times it is used offensively. I can have a knife in my hand and say it's for self-defense, and then I go and stab people with it. If it will reach across the border into another country, then it is offensive. And there is no commitment demanded about Saudi Arabia regarding offensive tactics, like blocking ships carrying food and medicine from entering the port at Yemen, which Saudi Arabia is being allowed to do with no consequence by the Biden administration. They can just do whatever they want to do. It's all show. It's all theater. It's all campaigning. Actions matter. Words do not. So we're going to pause this and pause that. Pause new leases on federal lands. It does not cancel any existing lease. Those leases remain in effect and are being renewed. And more wells are being allowed to be drilled under the existing leases. You can pause the sale of offensive weapons to Saudi Arabia, but Saudi Arabia still accounts for a fourth of weapons sales to other countries by the United States. There is no change in any of this. You can claim that you want to engage in diplomacy, and then you call Putin a killer and directly confront the Chinese representatives that you invite to a meeting that are your guests. And none of them are having anything to do with that. So all of this is just, they're words. They're just words. We need to demand action. We need more. All right. Share this video. Talk about these subjects. Talk about these subjects a lot. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.